class, my objective for this lesson plan is for third graders. Describe characters in a story, examples, their traits, motivations, or feelings, and explain how their actions contribute to the sequence of events. For my review, it says the teacher will review character descriptions with a class discussion. So I'll ask the class by raising your hand, because I'm going to introduce characters this week. So by raising your hand, class, what is your favorite TV show or book? Probably it's going to be a TV show because third graders watch a lot of TV instead of reading books, sadly. But so one of them, they'll raise their hand and I'll call on about 5 or 6 of them, and not at once, but in all for the review, 5 or 6 students. So I'll ask that question and they'll answer, my favorite TV show is SpongeBob. Okay, well, who's your favorite character? They might say Patrick or Squidward or Sandy, whatever, if they know what SpongeBob is even. But, and then I'll just ask, like, what makes that your favorite character? Tell me about it. What does she look like? Or what does he look like? Is he nice? What does he usually do? Does he have a job? Like, just tell me all about the character. Like I said, I'll call on 5 or 6 students for that, and that'll be my review. For my overview, the purpose and importance is to prepare students to recognize traits and feelings in characters to understand the story, hopefully to fulfill their understanding of reading for a lifelong joy of reading. Last week we just studied the key details in a story, and today we'll learn and describe characters in a book. So I already read you my objective. For my motivation, I'm going to be reading The Snow Angel. Like I said, I work at a thrift shop, so I picked this one up, and it's really cute. I was really impressed. So I'll read that right now. Okay. The macaroni and cheese was never very good when Dad made it, but with Mom picking up a job at the grocery store at night, Dad's mac and cheese was becoming a regular occurrence. Can't we have something else tonight? Ryan asked. But his father wasn't paying attention. His eyes were glued to the old television set in the living room. The news was on, and the announcer was speaking in a very serious tone. And that means millions of Americans cannot find jobs. Meanwhile, in the Middle East, the war continues for its 9th straight year. Dad, Ryan yelled, trying to get his attention. Lily and I are tired of macaroni and cheese. Can't we have something else? No, we can't, his father replied. Like I told you last night and the night before, I don't want to hear any more questions about dinner. Now eat fast and go get ready for bed. I'm late for work and Grandma will be here soon. Grandma again. Ron and Lily loved their grandma, but enough was enough. She had been over there 5 nights in a row to watch them. The kids are upset because they just want their mom and dad home. Poor things. Why? Lily whined. We don't want Grandma to come over again. We don't want this macaroni and cheese again, and we don't want you and Mom to leave again. Why can't you just stay home with us like you used to? Lily, I'm sorry, but we cannot do that. He put his dish into the sink and walked out of the room, dejected. Grandma listened quietly to the whole conversation from the living room. No one knew she was there. How do you think that made Grandma feel? Not very good, probably. A few minutes later, Lily and Ron came back downstairs in their pajamas. Dad had already left, and Grandma was sitting alone on the couch. Kids, she said, come sit with Grandma. I want to tell you a story. Lily and Ron reluctantly walked to the couch and sat on either side of their grandma. She began, Once upon a time, there was a little girl. As if on cue, the children chimed in. Was she a princess? Did she live in a castle? Was she eaten by a dragon? Patience, children, patience, Grandma said. This is not a fairy tale. In fact, it's much, much better because it's real. This little girl happened to live during a time when things in America were very difficult. Soldiers were fighting in other countries, jobs were hard to find, and most nights dinner was whatever vegetables she could find in the garden. The girl's mother worked hard all day and night to make uniforms for the army, and her father was one of those brave soldiers who went over to Europe to protect us. They were both gone a lot, and the little girl missed them very much. That's the little girl. The mom sewing the army uniforms. Sorry. One day, the girl's father came home for a short break. The two of them played together every day from morning to night. On the day her daddy had to go back to Europe, it started to snow for the first time all winter. He took the little girl outside and showed her how to make the snow angels on the front lawn. And right then I would just ask, has anyone ever made a snow angel before? I know it doesn't snow much in Louisiana, but who knows, I might not be teaching in Louisiana. So I would ask if they've ever made a snow angel. The father explained to his daughter that snow angels are magical, because if you make one for someone you love, it stores all of that love right in their heart. The angels, he told her, would always be with her, even when he couldn't be. And he was right. Even after he went back to the war, the little girl never felt alone again. His snow angel was always there with her. When the story was done, Lily's face slowly began to brighten. Grandma, she asked, were you the little girl in that story? Was it you? Was it your daddy who showed you how to make snow angels? Yes, it was me, Grandma replied, and I never forgotten about that day. Grandma continued, I know you miss your parents when they're at work, and I know that you don't want to eat at the same thing every night for dinner, but it's all because your mom and dad love you so much and want to protect you. Now that we all know about the magic of snow angels, we can show your parents that you love and remember them, even when they're working so hard. Sometimes they work so hard that they forget about the magic of snow angels, and that's where you two can help. But Grandma, Ryan replied, there's no snow. Grandma just smiled and said, I think I have an idea. And I asked the students, what do you think Grandma's going to do? Hopefully they'll say, make snow angels. Okay. The next morning, Lily and Ryan woke up early and met downstairs. 20 minutes later, they walked into their parents' bedroom with 2 plates. We made you breakfast in bed, Lily said proudly. Mom and Dad were stunned. They'd never had breakfast in bed before, especially not macaroni and cheese. We couldn't use the stove, Ryan said, so we just skipped that part of the instructions. Dad took a big spoonful of the crunchy macaroni and smiled. It's the best macaroni I've ever had. Uncooked macaroni. Okay. When breakfast was done, Mom and Dad followed the kids downstairs. At the bottom, they stopped suddenly and gasped. Hundreds of paper snow angels had been strung together and hung from the ceiling. It was a virtual winter wonderland. Grandma said that snow angels are magic, Lily said softly, and we wanted to give some of that magic to you. Mom and Dad looked on in wonder at the gift they had been given. Mom tried to speak, but her eyes began to water. Thank you. Thank you so, so much. Who do you know that needs some magic? Make them a snow angel and share your love. And that's exactly what we're going to do today. After the first activity. In my procedures, the teacher will introduce characteristics. That's a worksheet I found on a website. Actually, it was in the Moodle book, and I really liked it, and it went well with my lesson plan. It was this little guy, and all the students are going to each have one, and they're going to put the name of the character they would like to do. And I even put in my lesson plan that they could pick their character. So they can pick Lily, Ryan, or the grandma, or the dad. Not really, they can't use the mom because the mom really isn't talked about. But I would not mind Ryan, Lily, grandma, or dad to be talked about as their character they want to pick. For the next activity, I drew a snow angel, and I'm going to make copies of this and hand them out, and I want them to decorate the snow angel and give it to someone that they love, that lives in their house preferably, and that works really hard, and just to serve them as a reminder that your parents do work hard, no matter if they have a job or not. They are working hard to support you, and I think that would be a really cute idea for them to decorate that. Oh, I forgot to show you this, sorry. With the students, my characteristics guy, I'm going to show them an example on the board before I just hand it to them and let them go wild, because I do want them to see, and I did SpongeBob. He's yellow, sponge, brown shorts, big eyes, and then I just filled everything in that it asked for, but I wanted to show them an example before I give it to them. And then the snow angel, I want them to decorate that. And for the closure, I really want to make them macaroni and cheese and send home a note beforehand and say, like, this day we're going to have macaroni and cheese that pairs with our snow angel book. If your kid doesn't happen to like macaroni and cheese, please send them with either a different option, sandwich, whatever. But we will be in class eating lunch that day. I think that would be really cute and cool for the kids to eat macaroni and cheese because it was such a big thing in the book. For homework, I want them to take home their snow angel and complete a given character worksheet, which I found. And all it had, it's called the main character worksheet, and they're going to have to read this short paragraph and answer the questions under here. And all the questions say is, who is the main character of the story? Where is Jason during the story? Why is the main character so excited? It just has questions from reading the story and you answering the questions from reading the story. So that's going to be their homework. For early finishers, the students can color the characteristic worksheet, the guy that has the name on his head, the guy that I showed you. They can color that, draw hair, draw fingernails, everything. And they can finish their snow angel if they're early finisher. And they can start on their homework. So many options there, but it's going to be kind of like a relaxed, fun lesson for them because I think this is a pretty easy objective for the students and they can have fun with it and learn at the same time. For my special needs students with a learning disability, they will work with a paraprofessional on the character worksheet that I'm providing. And the student who is an English language learner will be paired with a paraprofessional to have the book read and to explain to them slowly. And the character worksheet, I think that would be best for them. Remediation, the next day the students will be in a small group to intensely review characters and their traits with either me, myself, or a paraprofessional. I think it helps students to be in a small group and intensely review, not just review, not very much review, but remediation, that we just did that. The enrichment, the students will be paired with the students who aren't catching on as swiftly, so the enriched student can help guide them. So say a student finishes this and another student's having a little trouble, instead of me coming and sit by them and help them, they are third graders, they can help each other at that age, and I think it would be really cool, but no more than two, to pair up together and work. Help one another, because it's just going to be a short worksheet. But the questions are kind of difficult, but third graders can do it. So that is my lesson plan. I really hope I can do this lesson plan. I like connecting to books and even dressing up or making macaroni and cheese for the kids. I think that would be really fun. So I hope you enjoyed my lesson plan. I can't wait to watch all of yours.